Hi everyone, I'm Scott from Sharky's Greenhouses, and today we're going to take a little look at how we grow some of our plants from seed. And specifically, we're going to be looking at some of our starter vegetables. So I have here, this is our propagation chamber. And yes, it used to be a cart at one time that we used to haul our plants and flowers around on, but now it's been repurposed, and by golly, it became a propagation chamber. So we actually raise a lot of plants and flowers, comes out of here, and we start lots and lots and lots of seeds and little plants from seed. So it's not that big, but it pumps out a lot of volume. And one of the best things, best ways to really get those seeds to pop and to germinate is with that under heat, that bottom heat coming up. So all of these trays, all these levels have that bottom heat, and that comes from a heating mat like this. Now this is a smaller one. We have this in our kitchen, and sometimes we start some starter plants in our kitchen, and this is perfect for at home because it fits a tray, and it's great for at home when you're starting some tomatoes or whatever. But we just have the big commercial versions in this, and it works fantastic to just give that little bit of heat, that bottom heat that the seeds need to germinate. So these will keep your plants about 80-85 degrees, and it just gives that constant nice heat. It's really hard to get those seeds to germinate when you're trying to just rely on the sun, or it just doesn't work. This is the best way to give it that bottom heat, and you can find those. I'll link in this video description. I'll show you where you can find those at home. So this is our propagation chamber, and we have our starter vegetables in here. Now, that's what these look like. And just to give a little backstory on these starter vegetables, we live in northern Wisconsin, so our season is really short, and we like to have vegetables that are already started and already well on their way. So we have to get everything going in the greenhouses. This is not my normal batch. This is for our starter vegetables, so we're gonna have about a month ahead of when we normally start our tomatoes and peppers and all the vegetables for that spring season. A lot of our customers like to come in and they just like to grab one of the great big tomatoes, one of the great big peppers, and to have that extra month in advance, and that they can have their tomatoes pretty quickly. And we used to call these beat your neighbors, because you'd be the first one on your block, you would beat your neighbor to having a tomato. And of course, and that goes back 30 some years. My dad used to call, that's what he named these great big starter vegetables. He called them beat your neighbors. And you're probably thinking, boy, that sounds like that fertilizer that they have, the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. That's where we got the name for our fertilizer brand, is the Beat Your Neighbor. And we just kind of took it from the starter vegetables that were Beat Your Neighbors. And we said, that'd be a lot of fun to have that as a name for our fertilizer brand. So that's where that name came from. So that's a little backstory. That's a little bonus for you. So these great big starter, now we have to call them starter vegetables. We can't call these Beat Your Neighbors anymore, because that's confusing, because Beat Your Neighbor is a fertilizer. So we're going to take a look at the process that we use, seeding the vegetables, getting them covered up with a good germinating mix, getting them watered down, and then into the propagation chamber. So let's go take a look. All right, we're all set up and ready to go here. So I've got my trays, and these hold 26 and 26 cells. Now please realize this is just for our starter vegetables. So once we go into production with all the peppers and the tomatoes, we'd use a different system, but this is just for our starter vegetables. So we're doing about 1,000 of these this way, and it's not bad. It looks a little cumbersome, but it works pretty well. Once we go into full-on production of doing thousands and thousands and thousands of vegetables, we have a whole different system. So this is just for this. So please realize that I'm not doing 20,000 tomatoes like this. So I've got these two little trays, and these work out good. We just reuse these from our plugs for our flowers. And I filled this up with a germinating mix, kind of struck it off, and then I just go through and I kind of squish down on each one, and that gives me a nice little buffer, about a ½ inch or so, that I can go through and I can fill in with the germinating mix once we've seeded it. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to start with my seeds. I've got germinating mix in here, and again, this is a light, fluffy germinating mix. So it's specifically for getting seeds started. It's nice and airy, and you really need to have that germinating mix. And it's much different than, this is just the normal potting mix, but it's heavier, it's clumpier, and it's not ideal for starting seeds. So you really do want to look for a good germinating mix. We like SunGrow, we like Jolly Gardener. Those are both good qualities when it comes to a germinating mix. So I've got these filled up, pushed down, and I'm ready to seed. So this is going to be Sweet 100 tomatoes. That's one of my favorite cherry tomatoes, the Sweet 100. And the seed is a little bit smaller. If you can see the seeds here, they are a little bit smaller than a normal tomato seed, but not too bad. There's some seeds that are absolutely tiny, and this is just not bad. It's kind of in that medium size. But there's stuff that sometimes you're seeding like alyssum or begonias, and some of that stuff is like dust. Like you can't even, you don't even want to breathe because you'll end up blowing them all over. So I'm just going to go through and use this little seeding device. And you know, this is just something that I found that works out great. It's a dental pick, and sometimes you can just ask your local dentist. You know, when you're there, he's got his fingers in your mouth, and you're like, "Hey, can I have one of these when I'm done?" And sometimes they will give you one. So go through. I'm going to push a seed into each cell, just kind of carefully. And if I get a couple in one cell instead of one, if I'm aiming for one but I get 2 or 3 in there, it's not a big deal. Tomatoes are very easy to go ahead and split up, and I'll split them apart once they get growing enough. And sometimes you might, depending on the seed that you get, your germination percentage might be a little bit lower, so it's okay to have a few extras in there. So I've got all my seeds in this one, and they're all in place. And now I'm going to give them just a little light dusting, a little covering. And we've got a hodgepodge made up. This is like a window screen, and we put the germinating mix in here, and then just work it through, kind of sift it through, and it works fantastic for covering your seed. You just want a light dusting over the top, and you can see how that's coming down. And we're just going to cover up those seeds. The smaller the seed, the less covering you'll need. If they're big seeds like pumpkins or whatever, then I'll need a lot more. And I'm just going to go through and just kind of strike this off, get the rest of it in there. And that's all it is. I'm going to take a tag, a Sweet 100 tag, so that I know what this is. You have to be very, very careful, and I double and I triple check, you know, when I'm doing this. Because you take all your tomato seed, boy, they all look alike, but you might have Big Beef, you might have Better Boy, you might have Celebrity, you might have Sweet 100, you might have Pear. They all look alike. There's no way that you're going to be able to tell. So I double and I triple check when I'm doing my seeding. Like, this is Sweet 100 tomatoes, and I check with my tag, like, that is what it is. And then also when I'm putting the rest of my seed back, I double check to make sure that's what it is, and then put it away and make sure all the seed is out. Because you don't want, you don't want to be selling a tomato to someone when they're looking at a pepper. So that's why we make sure that for sure we've got the right ones. So we're going to take this, we're all ready to go. That's all it is. And we're going to go back into the propagation chamber. All right, we've got our newly seeded Sweet 100 tomatoes. We got it in the propagation chamber. We have bottom heat, and we're going to add some mist to it. So I don't want to just hit this with a full blast of water, because what's going to happen? Our seeds are going to wash away, or they're going to get dislodged. So you really need a spraying, a nozzle head that gives just that real fine mist. So I'm going to turn this on just so you can see. It gives just a mist like this, and then we just lightly go over and just get that germinating mix kind of wet so it stays in place, and then we go through and really soak it down. And because we have that bottom heat, you really want to give it a good soaking, because it will dry out. So I like to go through give it a good soaking. And I hit my other ones too, give them a little bit, because you know what, by morning, that heat going all night long, they really dry out pretty quick. So I go through at the end of the night, I give everything a good soaking. So that's all there is to it. So a few days, we'll get our seeds to pop, and we'll have our Sweet 100s well on their way. I hope you're enjoying our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. And also be sure to check out our beatyourneighbor.com website for more information, our blog articles, and of course our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. Go to beatyourneighbor.com. Thanks for watching.